Hey guys, this is Mark Anthony with another Magic review. This week we have Gym Trainer's Kinetic Ring. The Kinetic Ring has been a mainstay in Magic for years now. It was originally produced by Jim as the PK Wizard Ring. And if you had the PK Wizard Ring, or if you saw it back in a few years back, well, this is the new upgraded PK Wizard Ring. What Murphy's did was they took it, they basically rebranded it, the idea from Jim, and they have a few upgrades to it, and I'm going to go over those. First of all, this is kind of what you get. It's a kind of a nice little box. When you open it up, you can see the Kinetic Ring. Now, the Kinetic Ring comes in a multitude of styles and colors. I've seen the Kinetic Ring in black, silver, and gold. I believe you can get it beveled, curved. This is the curved black style. So some of the improvements on the Kinetic Ring over the PK Wizard Ring. Well, I've owned both products. Just so you know, right out of the gate, I've had many of these kind of products. And for those of you who have had these kind of rings before, you know what I'm talking about. This ring is the best I've ever used. I had the original PK Wizards ring. I thought that was amazing. You were able to do some really nifty stuff with it. Back when those, when I was young and I first got my hands on one of those, it was really cool, really innovative. Even though I'm sure guys have been doing things like that for years, this just made it a whole lot easier, very practical. So the new Kinetic Ring is way more durable. So anyone who used to own one of the old rings knows that if you dropped it on the cement or something like that, or a hard surface, there was a good chance you were going to crack your ring or break it altogether. I have dropped the Kinetic Ring at least twice or three times, and it hit either solid tile or in one-time cement. Not even a ding on it. I'm dead serious. There wasn't a ding on it. Maybe a little scratch. I can't confirm was from that, but it's a good chance. But really, the product didn't shatter into a bunch of pieces like my last one did when it hit the cement. So already, and that was within a week of getting it, already I felt really confident with the product. They say it's like 50% stronger than the old product. So what makes the Kinetic Ring work? They say it's a 50% stronger material that is comprised of the Kinetic Ring is comprised of, and so it makes the routines, the animated fork, some of the things that they'll go through in the instructions, it makes them a lot easier to do. If you have one of the old PK wings and you have a Kinetic Ring and you try the exact same routines with each ring, you will undoubtedly find the Kinetic Ring works better. That was my trial and error, at least. Every single time I felt the Kinetic Ring gave me a better result at the end. So that's good. The price when I got my Kinetic Ring, I paid $49.99. This isn't a Magic dealer, a local Magic store. I like to support my local Magic store, folks, keep them in business. But I'm sure it's cheaper online. Once again, you have to look for shipping and that kind of thing. Sometimes you can get some free shipping, makes it a good deal. Once again, folks, if you have the price of the Kinetic Ring, go ahead and put it in the comments. Like I said, I paid $49.99 for mine at a Magic dealer. I'm starting to find out that if I buy things online, it becomes a lot cheaper. So let me know what the price of that online is, or maybe the price that you paid for it. Maybe you got a better deal on it. Who knows? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. So what you get in the instructions are kind of, they're done by Chris Oberly. Now, if anybody knows Chris Oberly, he's quite a character. I like Chris Oberly. I like his style. I have a magic friend of mine who doesn't. If you really want to see some good trolling by Chris Oberly, Get a Tire by Roddy McGee. We're actually going to review that in the future, but that is some of Chris's best trolling and his best work. Either way, it's well done. The video is well done. You get a link inside the box. I was covering it up earlier. You go to that address, enter the password. Simple stuff. You can watch the video. It's HD quality, very clear, very concise, multiple routines. Now, there are some things I want to point out here. A few of the effects you can do with just what you have. Like almost guaranteed, you have the kinetic ring, you can walk around your house and get the things that you need, or find things that are very similar that will work exactly the same way within minutes. But there are a few effects on the DVD, not DVD, I shouldn't say DVD, it's not a DVD, it's a video, online video. There are a few effects that require something else, a little extra, something that can be picked up from your local magic store. I found that in a couple of the effects, Chris goes over and he uses a coin. I found the coin that he's referring to in the video is actually quite an expensive coin, at least at my local magic dealer. So that is one thing to take in consideration with you. And unless you have a lot of magic items, and maybe you do a lot of coin magic, or a lot of PK magic with the similar type of items, as a kinetic ring would be, then you might have one of these or something similar. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy it. But that's not to say that you can kind of work around that. There are some really strong effects. There's a couple that Chris goes over that you just use a fork or a spoon. I go to house parties of my friends and hanging out. These are the ones that I like to do, just in the spark of the moment, just something simple, something that people will go, oh, how do you do that type thing? And I think that the psychic type stuff, it radiates with people a little bit better in like an intimate scenario like that, where I'm not pulling out like a balloon or a rope or something like that. Kinetic ring is really stealth. These effects you can bring out of nowhere. You're at your buddy's house, boom, check this out, right? Nothing, no cumbersome required, no deck of cards, just the ring and multiple effects. Now, the upside to that little bit of a downside that I was speaking about earlier regarding a few effects where you might need to purchase a little extra, keep in mind that you may already have effects or items in your personal collection that will be complemented perfectly by the kinetic ring. Okay, there's chances are the kinetic ring will make other effects that you do easier as well, or can affect a variety of different effects that use the same type of idea and methodology behind it. You can use the kinetic ring to make life very simple. I mean, you can take a coin on the table, for example, and push the coin right to the table, and then have it land in your hand down below, and it's very clean, and it's very fast, and it's one of those things that it would catch somebody off guard just out of nowhere type thing. And you don't have to bring out any sponge balls or anything like that. So there is a very real kind of magic that goes along with the PK magic if you do this kind of stuff. A more serious type of magic. A lot of times when people do magic, they're asking for suspension of disbelief. This is one of those things that you don't have to ask for that suspension. It's like people already kind of fall for this stuff. So I kind of rambled on there and I was talking about the kinetic ring, but I'm actually really excited about it. I've used it quite a bit, and I found that I can use the kinetic ring and other effects that I do that makes them easier. It actually makes it easier, the handling and all that other stuff. So Very awesome. What's also cool about it is there's always new stuff coming out for the Kinetic Ring, and not from, specifically from Kinetic Ring, or this is this, but you're gonna you're undoubtedly buy other effects, and it's good, and the person who's doing the instructions is going to say, oh, by the way, if you have a PK Wizard Ring, or if you have a Kinetic Ring, this makes it easier. There's a special handling, and it's only if you have a Kinetic Ring or a PK ring type thing. So you're going to find that in the future. This is a utility device that will come in handy multitude of times throughout your career doing Magic, or your hobby doing Magic. You're going to find many uses for this. I highly recommend that anyone who is serious about Magic own one of these kind of devices. You should have these already if you're serious about Magic. If you're just getting into Magic, or you're just touching down on this type of PK Magic, get a Kinetic Ring. There's probably other things on the market, other rings. You can go to, you can probably get lots of different things from China and all those other manufacturers, in other countries and such. I'm not sure the quality. You might get lucky and get a really good ring. Chances are it's not going to be the same as if you go out and you spend a good pretty penny on a Kinetic Ring. It's going to look beautiful, it's unsuspecting, and it's guaranteed. Like, you're going to get power out of it, you're going to get what you need out of it, you're going to get durability, you're not taking a risk. And I think that's, and you're getting the instructions. You go out there and you can find a lot of different instructions on these type of rings. But you get a series of effects, like 6 or 7 effects with maybe even more with the Kinetic Ring, just on the instruction video, and you get a whole bunch of things, and you will think of your own things as well to do with the Kinetic Ring. So guys, in closing, go out. My recommendation is, if you don't have one, get a Kinetic Ring, play around with it. Multitude of colors, multitude of fashions. There's a ring for everybody. Start doing this kind of Magic. It's super powerful, and you will get good responses. I do it. I get great responses. That's why I can tell you to go and do it too. That's it for this week, guys. Check us out next week. I believe we're going to be doing another ring video. Yes. No, we're not. Sorry. I'm being told we are doing a Greg Wilson review video. That's exciting. He got a lot of great stuff. Wait next week. Check us out. It's something by Greg Wilson. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Tune in. Bye, guys.